In 1942, the American Army confronted the formidable force of the German 88mm guns in their heavy armor. The Tiger tank, which made its combat debut on the Eastern Front in September 1942, sent shockwaves among Allied forces when they encountered it in the Tunisian desert. Following the early use of the now outdated M10 Wolverine and the fast but limited M18 Hellcat tank destroyers, the U.S. Army recognized the urgent requirement for a more potent gun and a better armored vehicle to effectively combat the advancing German tank designs like the Panther and Tiger. By September 1942, it became evident that the standard 3-inch M7 gun equipped on the M10 tank destroyer was effective only at close range of 500 meters against enemy vehicles. The American Army sought a more powerful gun capable of engaging enemy armor from a safer combat distance. This necessity drove the development of the 90mm M3 gun and its application in the 90mm Gun Motor Carriage M36. The urgency for this new weapon was pressing, demanding quick development. To expedite the design and production process, the standard M10 Gun Motor Carriage platform was employed. While retaining the M10's hull, a new turret was specifically designed to house the larger gun and offer better armor protection. In contrast to the sloped and riveted armor plates of the M10's turret, the M36 employed a single large casting, featuring sloped sides and a thick rounded frontal gun mantlet. Retaining an open-top design facilitated reduced weight and improved peripheral vision. Additionally, a cast bustle was incorporated at the rear, serving the dual purpose of storing extra ammunition, up to 11 rounds, and acting as a counterbalance weight for the M3 primary armament. The American 90mm gun had several variants. The M1 was primarily an anti-aircraft gun, while the M2 was a modification of the M1, enabling anti-tank capabilities by adding the ability to depress the gun. Additionally, the variants used on tanks were the M3 and the M3A1, essentially an M3 with an added muzzle brake. The US 90mm M3 tank gun was roughly comparable to the German 88mm L56, with similar penetration and muzzle velocity. The M3 boasted formidable power, capable of penetrating up to 9 inches of armor at a distance of 1,000 yards, when utilizing a PFSDS, or armor-piercing fin-stabilized discarding sabot rounds. Its incredible range allowed it to fire a shell horizontally, for 3,500 yards at just a 1-degree elevation, and reach distances of 19,560 yards at a 45-degree elevation, showcasing the sheer raw power and versatility of this gun. The 90mm M3 gun demonstrated considerable accuracy for a large-caliber gun. During testing across ranges of 1,500 to 2,000 yards, it exhibited an average dispersion of 0.115 mm and 0.142 mm for deflection and elevation. In comparison, the British 17-pounder showed slightly higher dispersion with 0.189 mm for deflection and 0.205 mm for elevation. These findings highlight the M3's superior accuracy compared to the British counterpart. The extreme vertical and horizontal deviations for the M82 APC-BC ammunition, fired by the M3 gun at a range of 2,100 yards, were 177.8 centimeters and 104.14 centimeters respectively. But how do these figures stack up against the iconic German 88s? Absolutely, comparing American and German guns can indeed be challenging, due to the differing methodologies in assessing accuracy. The German Army often employed a method involving firing at a 2-meter by 2.5-meter plate to determine the percentage of shots that struck the plate. However, detailed dispersion values for individual shots can be found with deeper research, offering insight into the spread and precision of each gun's firing pattern. These dispersion values can provide a more nuanced understanding of the accuracy and consistency of both American and German guns. The KWK-43L71, famously known as the Long 88, used on the Tiger II, exhibited a dispersion of 90 centimeters vertically and 70 centimeters horizontally at a range of 2,000 meters. Comparatively, the accuracy difference between the two guns is noticeable, with the 88 displaying a higher degree of precision. However, it's worth noting that the M3's accuracy significantly improved when utilizing HVAP ammunition. This type of ammunition enhanced the M3's precision, narrowing the accuracy gap between the two guns, especially concerning engagements against armored targets. With HVAP rounds, the extreme vertical deviation reduces from 70 inches to 30 inches, and the horizontal deviation decreases from 41 inches to 17 inches. These figures reveal that the 90mm M3 gun surpasses the legendary Long 88 gun in terms of accuracy, exhibiting notably reduced vertical and horizontal dispersion. The M36 Jackson made its combat debut in September 1944 and earned favorable reviews from crews, although some voiced concerns about its speed, considering it somewhat sluggish. Nonetheless, by the conclusion of the war, the M36 Jackson had predominantly taken over the role previously held by the M10 tank destroyer. Upon its introduction, the M36 was indeed regarded as a significant advancement in U.S. armor capability. The powerful 90mm M3 gun gave it the capability to penetrate the frontal armor of formidable German tanks such as the Panther and Tiger, even at extended ranges. This contributed significantly to its reputation as a potent tank destroyer. As armored warfare had declined by this point, there was reduced urgency to deploy the M36, resulting in a slow production pace. However, after the Battle of the Bulge, the situation changed. Despite that, only 6 tank destroyer battalions had the M36 by January 1945. Initially during combat, the potent M3 gun struggled to penetrate the frontal armor of Panther or Tiger tanks. On the other hand, advancements in ammunition improved its performance, with reports of a Panther being destroyed from nearly 4 kilometers away. Yet, the M3 gun faced challenges against the thickest German armor, like the Tiger II and Jagdtiger, except in flank engagements. The M36 was well liked by its crews. Using T-30E6 HVAP ammunition, the 90mm gun could effectively penetrate the frontal armor of most German vehicles, including the upper front plate of the Panther. But the scarcity of this ammunition posed a significant challenge. Turret hits became the preferred target, along with the sides, rather than aiming at the glacis. Tigers posed a tougher challenge and required engagement at shorter ranges. Panzer IVs were relatively easier targets throughout the war. While the King Tiger presented some difficulty, it could still be destroyed with proper range, angle, and ammunition. For instance, near Freiheldenhoven in December 1944, an M36 from the 702nd TD Battalion destroyed a King Tiger with a side shot to the turret at 1,000 yards. Panthers were generally knocked out at distances of 1,500 yards. During the Battle of the Bulge, the 7th Armored Division actively deployed its M36 at Sandvith, achieving success despite challenging conditions like artillery bombardment with debris and the threat of snipers in wooded areas. The M18 Hellcats, notably from the 705th Tank Destroyer Battalion, also performed admirably. Collectively, American tank destroyers destroyed a total of 306 German tanks in this campaign. However, it's important to highlight that numerous towed battalions, which were still prevalent at that time, endured the highest losses during this period. The M36 had the ability to effectively take down various German tanks within a reasonable range of 1,000 to 2,500 meters, adjusted according to the thickness of the armor it confronted. Its firing produced minimal smoke, a feature appreciated by its crew. On the other hand, the availability of the M36 declined rapidly due to high demand. Only 1,300 M36 were produced in total, with an estimated 400 possibly available by December 1944. Similar to other U.S. tank hunters, its open-top turret made it susceptible to shell fragments and sniper fire, posing vulnerabilities despite its effectiveness. This vulnerability of the M36 open roof hastened the introduction of the M26 Pershing, which shared a similar armament. Additionally, specialized semi-independent TD battalions were phased out, and the M36, following the discrediting of the tank destroyer doctrine, operated within mechanized groups, fighting alongside infantry. During the attack on the Siegfried lines, the M36 proved valuable when used in close proximity to troops, effectively employing high-explosive shells against German bunkers. A post-war study revealed that the 39 tank destroyer battalions collectively eliminated approximately 1,344 German tanks and assault guns by the war's end. The most successful battalion claimed the destruction of 105 German tanks and tank destroyers. Overall, the M3 was a strong rival to the German 88s, and the M36 was capable of dealing with all the armored threats on the battlefield. Although the tank destroyer concept was quickly discarded following World War II, the M36 would continue in service for several more decades. Two M36 stayed in military service until 2001, a real testament to its success.